Thanks for deciding to spend a few minutes with me. I hope this video will be helpful in helping you to feel more comfortable with me as your mediator, as well as with the mediation process. So I got some notes here, so I'm going to be looking at those just so I don't forget anything that I think is important to let you know. So, I'm Kathy Elton. I'm a family and workplace mediator in the Salt Lake City area, and I've been a mediator for about 17 years. I've been in private practice since 2008, and before that, I worked for the Utah State court system. I worked for the court system in many different capacities, and I worked for them for 21 years. The last 8 years of my work with the court system, I actually worked as the director of all the mediation programs throughout the state. So my job was to go to the different courts throughout the state and help the judges, commissioners, and court staff implement and create mediation programs. My office is located in Murray, Utah at 167 East Vine Street. That's 1 block east of State Street and about 50th South. If you're attending mediation at my office, don't look for a typical business building when you're trying to find me. My office is in a 1906 renovated farm home, and I think you'll find the office relaxing, comfortable, and calming. If we're mediating at an attorney's office, they will do their best to make us feel comfortable, and I will see you there. One of the first things that many people want to know is, will I be in the same room as the other party during the mediation process? The answer is, it's up to you and it's up to them. If one of you is uncomfortable meeting in the same room with the other, then no one is forced to do that. As you arrive at my office, I will immediately put you and the other party in separate rooms, and I'll check in with each of you after your attorneys arrive, or with you individually if you don't have an attorney, to talk about if we're going to meet in the same room or not. If we're mediating at an attorney's office, they're really good about putting you in separate rooms as you arrive. But if for some reason you arrive at the attorney's office and you're in the same room with the other party and you're uncomfortable, let someone at the attorney's office know, and they'll put you in a separate room to wait for me or your attorney. There are benefits and challenges in meeting in the same room with the other party. If we all meet in the same room, the process is more efficient because as a mediator then, I don't have to move information, ideas, proposals back and forth between the two rooms. But if you or the other party are not able to listen to each other, not able to treat each other with respect, or speak freely in front of the other party, it's really best that we meet in separate rooms. If you're represented by an attorney, they may also request that we meet in separate rooms because they want to be able to speak to you freely throughout the process. The second question that I'm frequently asked is, why does the court want us to attempt mediation when it's clear that we have not been able to agree on anything up to now? Well, here's the answer. Mediation is a process in which a trained mediator, like me, works with you and the other party to help you fully explore the issues in the dispute and to give you that final opportunity to resolve the conflict on your own before allowing the court to do it for you. As a mediator, I view my role as assisting both you and the other party to look at the big picture, consider out-of-the-box, creative ways to resolve the issues, and to give both of you the chance to put your best foot forward in resolving the issues. Let me say a little bit more about putting your best foot forward. Mediation is a confidential process. No recording could be made, and no transcript or notes will be available after the process ends. And because of the confidential nature of mediation, any offers that you make to the other party or any ideas that you throw out to the other party are not binding unless the other party agrees with them. We put them in writing before you leave, and you each sign the document that they're in. The ideas that you propose or offers that you make are also not admissible in court if we don't resolve the issues at mediation. Here's why this is important for you to know. If you make an offer to the other party that is more generous or open-minded than what you expected to do when you came into mediation, and they reject that offer, basically they cannot then bring up that offer or your idea in a courtroom later on. So basically, they can't use your willingness to try to resolve the issue at mediation against you. That is what I mean by putting your best foot forward. If your idea or your proposal resolves the issue, great. If not, it's off the table and not admissible later in court, so it can't be used against you. If we're meeting in separate rooms, I will usually start with the person who is the petitioner in the case or who has initiated the current action that's before the court. As the mediator, I'll take information, questions, proposals, ideas back and forth between the two rooms until we are able to resolve all of the issues, some of the issues, or until it just becomes clear that we're just not going to get anything done. The process typically is going to take somewhere between 2 and 5 hours, and this really depends on the number and the complexity of the issues that we have to deal with, as well as the level of conflict between you and the other party. If we're mediating in the same room, I will begin by identifying what issues you and the other party may have already been able to come to agreement on. And then what we'll do is together we'll make an agenda of the issues that are still in dispute. We'll work together in the same room as long as it's productive, but at some point I'm probably going to want to separate you so I can meet with each of you separately, and I'll put you in separate rooms, and you can also ask at any point in time if you get uncomfortable to meet with me separately or to be put in a separate room. As the mediator, my job is not to tell you what to do, and I will not give you any kind of legal advice. In practice, here's what that means. It means that I can educate you about what the law says and share with you things that you could learn on your own looking at the court website. But I will not tell you what I think you should do, what I think your rights are, or what is the best way to resolve your issue. If you want that kind of advice, that is when you're going to hire an attorney. Everyone has the right to bring a support person with them in the mediation process. If you're wanting to bring a support person, remember that you're coming to mediation, hopefully with the intention of settling your dispute. So when considering who to bring as a support person, please don't bring someone who's going to upset the other party or disrupt the process by impeding your ability to make decisions that are good for you. A support person is just that. It's someone who's there to support you emotionally during the process. They're not there to advocate for you. They're not your spokesperson. So when I'm in the room working with you, I will be focusing on you and your attorney if you have one, not the support person. If we reach agreement and you're represented by an attorney, we'll probably draft the agreement right then and there and have you and the other party sign that agreement so the terms become binding. If you're not represented by an attorney, we'll talk about what your level of comfort is in signing something binding. So basically those are kind of the most common things that come up and some of the basics of the mediation process. So I hope that this has been helpful in you understanding a little bit what to expect, why you're being asked to come, and who you can bring, who you can't bring, and what the process may or may not look like, and what my role as your mediator is going to be. So if you would like, and you have a question now after watching this video, you can shoot me off an email and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So if you would like to email me, you can email me at info@kathyelton.com. Okay, so here is